So there are, four different ways here. I'm sure there's others, but these are the main different ways we see our customers over the years approach integrations with third-party systems. I'm going to mention each one here, and then we'll go down to a slide on each one, going into more detail of the pros and cons of each approach. The first one is custom coded integrations. This is just when you have a developer write custom code against the APIs for external systems. The next one is a vendor provided native or a third party point to point integration. So this would be like the Shopify integration that's included in Business Central, or one of the apps available on AppSource that might connect you to a certain endpoint, like Concur, for example. And then a traditional iPaaS is one of the integration middleware tools. So we've seen a lot over the years that are more on-premise based and not really built specifically with iPaaS or integration needs in mind. And then an advanced iPaaS like Celigo that's cloud from the ground up, that will talk some more about some of the advantages there. So next slide. Great. So custom integrations. A lot of times they sound good to begin with, and developers are kind of excited to tackle them. But everyone quickly grows weary of custom integrations for a number of reasons. The pros are that you can get started right away and you don't have to buy any software. And also you can do whatever you want with custom software. However, we see those projects take longer. We see them have a higher implementation cost. We see challenges with managing them from a continuity standpoint over time. The next one is endpoint management. Some of these systems that we're integrating with, such as an Amazon or a Shopify, or they're big companies with very robust and complex APIs, and you can spend a lot of time learning that API. And then once you learn it, you have to continually maintain the connection to the API. Another example here is Amazon. They've been moving to a new API, but some of the information is available in the new API, and then some more detailed information is only available in the old API. And that's a very expensive endeavor for custom built integrations to try to maintain all that. With Celigo, they worry about maintaining the endpoint with Amazon and their Seller Central API, and we can focus on just mapping into the business transactions within Business Central. So overall, I would say that custom integrations, unless they're very simple and defined scope, have a high cost of ownership. The next one is vendor provided native and third party point to point integrations. So again, these are relatively inexpensive. They can be fast and easy to configure and implement, but you got to be sure right away that they meet your needs. You got to make sure that all the features that you need are included in there, because when they don't do what you need, they're typically not extensible, meaning that they're hard to customize. You end up having to write and maintain custom code again, which takes us back to the last slide and some of the challenges there. So if you only have one or two endpoints and you're positive that these solutions meet your needs out of the box, then they're a great pick. But we've learned over and over that integration needs typically are more complex. They typically grow in complexity over time. So we tend to really dig in right up front and say, look at not just what your current integration requirements are, but what they might be in the future, 2 or 3 years from now, to make sure that you're future-proofing that integration. And just another thing is, we mentioned decentralized here. We've seen situations where you can have 4 or 5 different point-to-point integrations that you have to maintain separately. And at that point, it really makes sense to start to look at an iPaaS instead of maintaining 4 or 5 different custom integrations. Um, so a traditional iPaaS, these are more, on-premise traditional solutions. They do have a low total cost of ownership, and they do get you connected quickly. And they are somewhat flexible, but they can be hard to learn. A lot of times you're asked to deploy resources for those. So if you ever get asked that you need to deploy a virtual server or a server on Azure to maintain something like this, then what that means is that it's not a cloud solution. It means that it's an on-premise solution that they've decided to deploy in a cloud model and a cloud server and sell via subscription. But that doesn't mean that has automatic, error logging um, and automatic scaling and all those things that we expect in a modern cloud software. So not all iPaaS are created equal. We always look for those ones that are very cloud centric. So that brings us to Celigo. Um, One of the reasons that we really like Celigo is that they have a low total cost of ownership. Yes, there's an investment in the subscription to the service, but they have a large catalog of endpoints. We're able to get value quickly. It automatically scales, and we're able to get access to business users and more of a business analyst skill set to build these integrations rather than a technical developer in a lot of cases. And that helps just in terms of finding the available talent to actually do the work.